Japan has signed up on a significant turnaround in its nuclear power policy. Lawmakers and officials opted not to build new reactors in light of safety concerns. Concerns about the disaster centering on the Fukushima No. 1 nuclear power plant appear to have overshadowed by soaring prices for essential goods driven by the Ukraine crisis and instability in the pandemic-hit world economy. In a major policy shift, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida's government decided Thursday to allow nuclear reactors to operate beyond their current limit of 60 years and replace aging facilities with next-generation advanced reactors. Japan is not alone in shifting its nuclear power policy amid the global energy crisis sparked by the war. Germany, a pioneer in the introduction of renewable energy, has decided to temporarily halt the phasing out of nuclear power in an effort to shore up energy security. Kishida took the action despite criticism that he has failed to take into account voices of opposition among the public. Hajime Matsukubo, Secretary General of the Citizens Nuclear Information Center in Tokyo, said the termination process was too hasty and without sufficient public consultation. In a Kyodo News survey released in late September, 20% of respondents said restarting nuclear power plants is necessary to prevent a power crunch. That compared with 36% who said that pursuit of renewable energy, including solar power, is a way to avoid a power shortages. After narrowly avoiding a massive power outage in eastern Japan earlier this year, Kishida decided to steer the country toward utilizing nuclear power as much as possible. The Ukraine crisis has drastically changed the global energy landscape, including the role of fossil fuels, which contribute to global warming and are now a source of energy security concerns. Takeyo Kikawa, an International University of Japan professor who specializes in the energy sector, said that, quote-unquote, "We have to accelerate the trend of decarbonization, and that's the biggest lesson learned, energy-wise, from the Ukraine crisis." It would be impossible for Japan, a resource-poor country, to immediately halt nuclear plants, but Japan should gradually lower its dependence on nuclear power by replacing old reactors with new ones with lower risk. Kenta Izumi, leader of the main opposition Constitutional Democratic Party of Japan, criticized the nuclear power policy shift, saying the government is not making sufficient efforts to increase the use of renewable energy. The CDP, which aims to raise the proportion of renewables in the nation's power mix to 50% by 2030, has told the government that initiatives such as the accelerated introduction of renewable energy and the improvement of transmission lines will be enough to ensure stable power supply. The party's target exceeds the government's plan to increase the proportion of renewable sources to 36% to 38% of total power generation in fiscal 2030 from 20% in fiscal 2020. The government also plans to raise the proportion of nuclear power to 20% to 22%, from 3.9% as it aims to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. Industry Minister Yasutoshi Nishimura has defended the Prime Minister, saying that besides ensuring energy security, addressing climate change is another factor for the policy shift. Nuclear power does not emit carbon dioxide and other types of greenhouse gases responsible for the warming of the planet. Dismissing criticisms that opposing views were ignored in the policy turnaround, Nishimura said the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry's expert panel meetings are open to the public online. I am Lovely Montoya, Manila STV.